Hi, in today's class you will learn about Java math class. The Java math class provides more advanced mathematical calculations than what the basic math operators provide. So in Java we have basic math operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division. So the basic ones. The Java math class provide more advanced. So some examples, if you look at the next point, the math class contains method for finding the maximum or the minimum of two values, rounding values, logarithmic functions, square root, trigonometric functions like sine, cos, tan, sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. So these are all basically various mathematical operations, more advanced mathematical operations. Java math class provides. So if you want basically to calculate, you don't need to write a separate method for that calculation. You can use math. They already developed them basically for you. You just need to call a method like you call actually on your main. So it's the same basically inside the main. You can instantiate the math and class, and then you can call the methods so sine theta, cos theta, and square root, and whatever you want mathematical operations, you can call them. So if you look at here, the math.max x comma y method can be used to find the highest value of the x and y. So let us look at actually. So math.max, max is a method on the math class. So let me create another class for the math. This is the these are the classes we created so far. We're going to use the same package. Under the same package, I will create a new Java class. Same new Java class. Something names math demo. I name it as a math demo, and I create this class. It will create with just a syntax, class syntax. So finish. So math demo is a new class I created. In this one, if I need a main method, because to run this class I need a main method. I'm writing a main method now. So public static void main. String array is string array, args is the name of the variable of the string array. So this is the main method for a math demo class. So now this is I can run this math class. I can write anything here and I can run them basically. So if you look at here, math dot. So math is available here. If you look at if you type dot and press enter, you will see all the methods and member variables present in the math class. Say absolute values, and because so many things are there. So let us look at one by one. So first one is in this presentation you see max, right? Max. Let me type max here. Max. So max of 10, 20, which is the max one. It's written the max. Okay. So I'm going to print it to the console. System.out.println max value. This is a string appending with whatever written by the math is a class. On that one there is a method called max. I'm calling that. The max is to find out the maximum between 10 and 20. If I run this one, let us see what it prints to the console. It's running now. So it printed max value 20. So if you pass two values to max function, max method, it will tell you which is bigger one. So 20 is bigger, this is correct. Next one is system.out.println minimum value, min value. Math is a static class. That's why you are not creating any instance here. So for math class, you don't need to create an instance. It's a static class. So you just call methods directly on the static class without calling the instance. So this is basically called a utility class. Utility class usually static classes. So where you can directly call the method, you can pass different numbers and get the response back. Now min, so if you do min between 10 and 20, it will tell you what is the minimum. So this is minimum value between 10 and 20. So I have already tested a max. Now I am testing the min function. So if you want a minimum in the code, you can right away use math class. You don't need to write any method. So like we wrote actually a separate method to addition, to minimum, find the minimum, and to find the maximum. So there are different ways are there. So like this, basically, you can use already existing math class provided by Java. This is the minimum value. And square root. Suppose if you want to find the square root of any number, you don't need to write a separate method to find the square root. You can use a square root method available on the existing math class. Print ln square root. Square root of what number you want to try. Square root of 16, for example. Square root of 16 is just append. So this is a string. Basically, I want to print nicely what the value is for actually. So that I want to print a string. So strings are always enclosed inside the double quotes. So what is the math dot sqrt? So this is the method. So which one? You want to pass 16 there? You can pass 16. Now what is the square root of 16? So let us see what it prints here. So now the program is running. Basically I have 3 lines code there. One is to find max, one is to find the min, and the other one is the square root. So square root of 16 is 4. This is correct. Okay. So this is one of the math method. And the square root absolute value, random value. So let us go to absolute value. So if absolute value is basically what is the positive value of that. So if you look at here, ABS is absolute value. It is the absolute positive value of the x basically. So if you pass minus, it will return you the positive value of the x. Print ln and absolute value. math.abs. So if I pass minus 16 here, see what it returns here. I'm running this, I'm compiling and running. See, I passed minus 16, but it gave me a response as positive value. So it gives absolute positive value. If you pass positive, then also it gives a positive value. If you pass minus, then it will give also positive. So absolute positive value. Suppose if you want always your result must be a positive, then you have to pass this function. You have to call this function so that even though it's negative, it makes it as a positive and return you the response. So that's why this is useful in some use cases. We will discuss it later, but this is one of the very good useful method on the math class. Okay, if you pass minus, then also it will return positive, and if you pass positive, then also plus means also positive, it will return you. So next one is random. Random means some random value. You will get it basically. So random value. So math dot random. So you would see, suppose if you want to generate some number randomly, you don't know what that number will be. Randomly, this is always random. So you don't know what value it will give you every time. Suppose for some passwords or some keys, basically, you randomly want to generate without any particular algorithm. So randomly you want to get some number for lottery. So randomly you want to pick up some number. So this is very useful for you. So it will give some number randomly. So then you can use that. You can use that random number. So it is simply you just call a method called random on math class. So let me run this. So this class is running now. The main method in the class is running, and it will give you results. So max value, so random value, something it will give you. Every time when you run, this value changes. It won't give the same value. Look at actually minimum, max, and the square root and absolute. They always remain same, because that is the result of that one. But random won't be the same. It will give the different values every time you call that random function. It won't give the same value every time. That is the purpose of the random. Is have more advantages basically. So it gives. So if you want to generate any random values, you can use that method on math class. So that's all for today. Math is very useful class. We are going to use that in our programs later. So make sure that you practice these methods on the math class. We'll meet in the next class. That's all for today. Thank you.